Alright, we'll go back to the leaguers. So we're back with FTRL for round number week 7, I think. This is at Watkins, Glen. A track we've actually gone around before. So this is one of the first tracks I've actually gone back to. Like, you know, I've got experience with it. I can go back and do it again. So, yeah, I know roughly with the breaking points. Didn't take very long to get back up to speed with this place, and I liked this track. We were here with the Milk and Mongs in the first time we did this, and that was a race that kind of got away from me for a few reasons. Got stuck behind a few cars, and then ended up getting whacked in the reverse race and kind of put me out of contention. But the pace was really good. So, anyways, we're starting off in the Group 4s around the short version. This is my fastest lap, I think, of qualifying. It is a 1:13.5, which I think was quicker than what I had done up to that point. So, anyway, I think that was roughly it. Yeah, that was it. I couldn't bring 14 flat on the last lap, but a good time. Good enough for P3. So really happy with that. Again, you know, attendance was a little low this week, but this was a milestone week for FTRL and GT because of the partnership announced with the Bristol Street Motors and Accelerate 8. Lots of really exciting stuff to come in the future with them. So I'm really excited for what that means, and my part in that should be real lot of fun. Anyway, here's the short course for Watkins Glen. I really like this place. When I first raced, I didn't really like it. Well, at least for practicing. But by the end of it, I really did enjoy it, and now I just love this place. But Group 4, P3, we're ahead of the likes of Aaron and Chubb. So let's see what we can do. And yeah, no lead this week. He was at a festival, so we're going to score big points for him. He wanted to be here, obviously, but because he loves Watkins Glen, so I'm going to do my best for him, so we can continue our fight against the Genesis in the championship. Turn 1, arguably the most difficult. I find that's one of the most difficult corners on the track, to be fair, just because it's quite. You need to be able to cut quite a bit of it, but then not run too wide on the curb on exit, and you know, if you don't get the best run, then you're losing time all the way up this hill. And you can see Chubb's on my arse, and Aaron right behind him. Chubbs pulls out, Aaron's there too, but Genesis didn't have enough straight line speed to go for it, so we were able to send it into this chicane with no immediate threat anyways. Lap number 3, Aaron has dispatched Chubbs accordingly, and he is on my ass next, and as much as I know he'd like to hang around my ass, I think he'd rather the front view or something of that sort. Anyway, I don't have the slipstream. I don't have the straight line speed to fight with this really. So I thought, alright. You know what? I'll let him go. I'll see if I can follow him, and we'll go from there. So that's where we're at with that. So like, yeah. So I want Aaron to pull me along really. This is probably the toughest corner actually on the short course here. We're gonna zip forward with some handy fast forwarding skills. Yeah. Coming out in this last corner, Aaron gets it all wrong. A double penalty, so to speak, because he knocks the wall and he gets a track limits penalty for doing just that, getting over the white line. So I was like, right, well, we're going to overtake him again, I guess. So down the inside we go. But he gets the better run on the exit, and yeah, uses more of the track and is able to get a better exit than I was. But I know I'm going to be overtaking him unless I lose half a second in the chicane. But I did not, and we get back through. So we kind of got a nice gap to Chubbs and Ross and such behind. So I was looking in good shape. Didn't quite have the pace of Pagani and T. Smith, but not a million miles away either, which was nice. 2.6 seconds on lap 5 is not too bad, but Aaron's going to go for the sequel. Did I decide to go a little more defensive this time? I did, kind of. Yeah, I guess I did. But Aaron's going to zip by again. I'm going to get brake early and just file him behind again, hope that he carries me through. Maybe we can, drag up and reach the others, perhaps. But Ross is now the car behind. And in pursuit of Aaron and following Aaron, I get this entry wrong. And I just go a little bit too... Yeah, I just got that bit wrong. And that's going to give me a whopping 1.5 seconds. I was like, shit. Well, it would have been like shit, but my microphone didn't pick up for this race, so you've no reaction. But know that I said, shit, when it happened. But anyway... pace was really there. I needed to hold with Aaron, but losing 1.5 seconds was tough. So there goes Ross, and there goes Chubb. So now we're kind of in a rough spot where it's like, geez, we're a bit far away from my liking. But anyway, we're going to try and get one of those places back immediately. with Chubbs. We know the Genesis didn't have the best straight line speed earlier, so I'm going to just nip on through. So there we go. Past Chubbs. This Group 4 car seems to be a little better than the Genesis Group 4. His Aston Group 4 is quite good, I will say. That's not a penalty. It's weird, isn't it? Anyway, we get through on Chubbs and we're able to break away, but we couldn't really get back up to Ross. I got another half-second penalty at some point later in the race. But yeah, shame that and Ross had a penalty at the end himself, so we had enough pace, I think, for P4 certainly to keep with Aaron in P3. So a bit disappointing to drop from you know, 3rd to 5th on the grid, but look, we'll have an okay position for the Group 3 race. And this race was going to be all about management. It was like, you know, I knew what I was committing to. It was going to be, I think, 15 laps on the mediums, and then softs to go to the end, because our tyre wear on the Aston is quite tasty. Very tasty indeed. So, but there are quite a number of cars to dispatch in between then. We're ahead of Ross, Aaron, Pagani and T. Smith. So, there's that beautiful Aston Martin. I'm really gonna, we're getting close to the end of the season. I'm gonna miss this car and what it's meant. It has been an absolute pleasure to drive this thing. And let's do it again. Another 27 laps. Away we go for the start of this one. I say away we go. I actually don't think a lot changes this first lap, and certainly not this first part. But just break nice and early, get the car turned in, and yeah, not a bad exit. So we're going to be running up later. Lap 1. This is where kind of the commotion began to occur. I think Joker's on softs. There's Mikey, and then Chubbs is in front, and then Will in front at the very front here. So he's going to have good pace. We saw what he could do in clean air in Grand Valley. So we're going to try and get this move done on Mikey. We do. Aaron's right behind us too, so we get that move done on Mikey. That's a big move. But now I want to try and be dispatching these guys in front. I think Joker is on softs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was on softs. Lap number 2, heading down into the chicane. Joker and Chubb side by side. We're going to take it nice and cleanly, see if we can find a way through and sneak up the inside of Joker. I have to be careful with the squabbling early on. I don't want to be wrecking the tyres. We've got a plan here. We need to stick to it, but we can't be held up too much in traffic either. You see, Aaron's got a penalty behind, and Joker's going to use the superior grip to get in the corner. And I go a little bit deep, and that's going to allow Aaron another sniff, but nothing doing for him. Yes, anyways, I love this corner. Up the hill, you let the car kind of roll in and then shift to third, and then, yeah, let the car roll out, and it's a lovely corner. It is a beautiful one. Lap number 3. Heading down towards turn 1. This doesn't look like the best entry. It's actually not too bad. You want to there's a big coming together between Chubbs and Joker. That was close, and Joker's got the penalties. Right, I was like, right, well, this is it. But if I can get past him now, that'd be good. Joker's in the Dodge, along with Dusty Fossil. So I don't know what that Dodge Group 3 is like, but anyway, we know Joker's got some pace, and from some of the other races. But anyway, later that lap, we're still in the wheel tracks, and you got T. Smith behind us as well, so you have to be careful of that. So there goes Joker. We're going to get by him. And see, the gap to Panda is 3 seconds, so he wasn't able to run away like he was in Grand Valley. But we have T. Smith to focus in on. I just assumed he would go by. So tires was always going to be interesting here, because I knew, the Aston would have to manage. But I know other cars are rougher on their tyres than this Aston, so I was very curious how things are going to play out here. Very difficult to live with the straight line speed of that Lamborghini, especially up here. So we let T. Smith go, and I just assumed he would drive away, really. But this corner was one that you had to really manage the tyres. Just don't stress them too much. Just don't get on the throttle too soon. Just let the car roll in, and make sure you're not screeching the tyres too much on exit. You can see you got Joker behind, and he's got a better run up this hill, so decent straight line speed too, so can't really do anything about that one. So he goes back through, and I was like, that's annoying, because I know he's on sauce, but I guess he's going to pit soon. We'll have to see. See what I mean? Like, you're rolling into the corner, make sure you're not. I have to lift off there, because you don't want to be on throttle too much on exit there. You want to get that car turned in nicely. Good exit there for myself coming out of turn 1. Almost a T1, like T. Smith. But you can see I just don't have the legs in the straight line. That's the one weakness I would say. This Aston doesn't quite have the straight line speed as some other cars do, because I should be able to vault past here after that run and slipstream, but I just can't do it, and that leaves us vulnerable to other cars. But anyway, so that's for fight another day. This is lap 6 at 27, but 1 second penalty for a joker there. We saw how the penalty can be rough through that chicane. He goes deep, and I don't want to be squabbling too much because T Smith is getting away a little bit up the road. But the outside here is tough, and Aaron is sneaking up the inside as well. We're going to have the inside line. And we got Joker going to serve a penalty. Aaron on our left-hand side, so we need to be careful here. We can roll it through nicely. Stick to the inside. We've got the space. We should be able to slide back in, yeah. But though Aaron is still there, so we have to be careful. And we got Pagani just behind that as well. So I was like, ah, shit. Need to hold on to this one. Over the inside line, though, so we should be able to hold this one. T-Smith's 2 seconds up the road. We can see Will 4.7, so that's where we're at with that. So he hasn't jumped a million miles with all this squabbling. Lap 11 now. T-Smith's had a penalty or two, and Will has destroyed his tyres. That Genesis was horrific on its tyres. We're in a the race leader's right there. And T-Smith hasn't just caught up to the back. That was close to track limits. T-Smith hasn't just gone up to the back of Will and overtaken him and pissed off the road. So our pace, at this stage, I was like, oh, we could have a good result here. We're fighting for a podium. Because let's keep Aaron behind. Pagani's already come into this pits to make a stop because he's committed to the 2-stop. And I guess, seeing his perspective, where he was in the train here, so to speak, I don't blame him for doing that. I think it was reasonable to have a go at that. But he's in. T-Smith's now in. But we have our plan. We're going to lap 15 and we're going to the softs. The tyres did fall away this last lap. I was really struggling. You can see that was a tough moment there. We lost more than a few tenths there. So, but I have to believe that we have our strategy. We're going to fuel exactly to perfection. We did a bit of fuel saving this first stint to get to this point, and we did that while the squabbling was going on. Now it's our time. It's going to be on the softs. T Smith's on mediums. Aaron is on mediums. So we're the only ones doing this one-stop soft. So let's see how we get on. Pit exit. There's T Smith. Despite that horrid last lap, he's right there. Aaron, wait for him. Can you hear him? There he is. So he's right there. He's got the better run heading up the hill. So we have to get this done. The race win is now on. T Smith's right there. Aaron is right there. We're in the hunt for this race win. We have to get this done on Aaron as soon as possible. Lap 17. Haven't quite got the job done yet, but they're right there. I can nurse a little bit the tyres still while I'm following. This was the best place to get it done, though. Using the extra grip on my tyres to get a good run up the hill and in the slipstream. Will Aaron go defensive? I'm going to make a late one. Down the inside. Aaron sees me coming, thankfully. We get the job done. And now we're released to chase T Smith. So we're in the hunt here for the race win. I know the tyre wear is going to be tough at the end. So I need to get this done sooner rather than later. The more I'm behind T Smith, the less likely I can get a chance to stretch my legs and hold on. He doesn't get the best run out of this section here. So our time is coming. We've dropped Aaron a little bit, but he's still right there because we're being held up because he's going basically T Smith's pace. I mean, I'm just trying to get in his mirrors. Look at that stealth Lambo is beautiful. But we're miles quicker. We are much quicker. We have to get this done. Nice run coming out of this last corner. In the slipstream. It's time. T Smith goes defensive. Hugging that wall. We've seen him do it before. I'm going to go for it. Down the inside. Contact. That's just him turning in. He gets off the track. We're in the lead. But we're coming up to a very difficult part for me to defend in. It's this long straight, and Aaron's right in the mix too after our squabbling. So you'll see at the end what that contact was like. It wasn't anything dirty or malicious or anything like that. But I have no defense for this. I can't pull over to defend. He's just got too much straight line speed. So I was like, damn, we're going to have to get this done somewhere else. Aaron is still there. I have to be careful and wary of him. But we overtook Aaron at that one corner. It might be our only hope to do it again, but I have to be careful because I am pushing because I need to get this move done. This isn't helping my tyres at all. Oh, see how much later on the brakes I can get on these softs. I have to get by. So it's imperative. Aaron isn't in the immediate threat down my inside, so we're going to have to do something here. We're going to let the car roll in, and we're going to weigh it exactly the same. It's a beautiful run. We can get in the slipstream. T-Smith's going to go defensive again. I'm going to feign to the left, to the right, to the left, There's enough of a gap. We're going for it down the inside. This time we do get it done. And ladies and gentlemen, we move into the race lead. But I'm not safe yet. There is a straight. I know I've got the pace to extend, but there are straights in between now and then before we get to that infield sector 2 and 3. So I have to, this is the straight I have to survive. If I can survive this, we can win this race. I go defensive. T-Smith's on the inside. I'm going to go over to the racing line, leave the space. I just have more tyre wear and the inside line. He has to yield. And now that I've survived that, now I know I can push this tyre and get the breakaway that I need. So we got it done. Now we've got a breakaway. And we did. Lap 20, pushing. T-Smith's 1.1 seconds behind. He's out of the slipstream, out of danger. And we would go on to extend the race lead. Pagani's in for his second stop, so now we have the race lead. We were fine for the effective race lead before, but yeah. And that was it, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't think it was possible. This last lap was atrocious. Look at my left front, look at my fuel. I had to short it to make sure I got to the line, but we did enough to repel T-Smith. We overtook Aaron, overtook Tom, outplayed everyone, outdrove everyone. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a Group 3 win. I couldn't believe it. I'm sad I don't have my live reaction. It was a good one, but honestly, that is up there as one of the greatest racing things I've done. To outduel Aaron T. Smith on a monumental day for FTRL, where they announced the collaboration with Bristol Street Motors and Accelerate. Just unbelievable stuff. Honestly, that race win means an awful lot to me. So to beat any of those guys on their day, in machinery, it meant an awful lot. So a fabulous race result. Here's how we got it done. You see Aaron right there. T-Smith, to be fair to him, he left the space, and with our tyres we could hug that inside a bit more on exit, and we got that job done. And parked the car on the apex then, and he can't hang around the outside against me on mediums there. So we got that done. And Aaron, this was a good one as well, because it was a late one, and Aaron turns in. He did see me coming, to be fair to him. So look, it's great when you can race with people that and I'd be the same. Like, they give you the space, they give you the quarter, and these guys are fantastic to race with. So anyways, here's the standings as they are. We move up ahead of Chubbs now by a few points. We're chasing down Ross. So obviously we missed the week in Interlagos and Fuji. So we missed it on about, say, 25 points, let's say, between those two races. If we just take it, just say 25 points. So we should be right there at Ross, but we've got 3 races to chase him down. And that's the goal, to finish best of the rest, so to speak, against Aaron Pagani and T. Smith, who is looking like he's going good for the driver's title. Here's the constructors. In the absence of Lee, Aston Martin holding their own against the Genesis. I think Will dropped out after this one as well. So we should be good to hold on to P3. So that's going to be a good result for us. Lambo and Ferrari are just too far ahead. But yeah, that's going to do it for week number 7 of FTRL GT7 Manufacturers Series. What a result. Honestly, I'm over the moon with it. A great accomplishment for racing in this league. It's really... It's a very memorable one, and one that I'll always remember, because the caliber of drivers are here. To beat these guys is no mean feat at all. It takes a mean feat, because they are just incredibly quality. So, and I respect them very much. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and until next time.